Hi, Lisa. How you doing?
Hi, Catherine. Can you find me? I
Yeah.
just zooped out there for a second while my connection becomes stable again. Ugh,
Mhm. You know what
these
it is?
computers.
I always tell my kids every time it rains or it's bad weather or cloudy, our Wi-Fi doesn't work well. And my son thinks, I'm crazy and I've lost my mind, but I am convinced that especially when it rains, nothing works around here. So you are frozen a little bit, but that's okay. We'll just keep going.
Yeah, just keep going.
So do you see us? You see me, right? You're good?
I do, yep. And same for you. You periodically freeze, but I can hear your voice the whole time. So the audio seems to work. It's just the picture seems to be,
Okay.
stop motion.
Okay. Well, let's give them something else to look at then. If we're frozen, they can at
Sure.
least look at this gorgeous house. So we
Yeah,
we are presenting today 97 Flint Crescent in Stouffville. Um,
that's
it,
right.
it's actually one not very far from me. I can almost see the house from my home. It's one of my
Wow.
favorite neighborhoods here, right off of Laurie and 10th line. It's such a
Yep, right in the heart of town.
It really is, for sure. Let's go to the next page here. So we're going to be honest with you today. We have this new program that we're using today called Matterport, where we're going to be walking through the house with you. And, I'm going to apologize right off the bat because I'm probably going to mess it up a little bit, but you have to be patient with us. It's worth,
That's right.
it's
We're
worth
all
doing.
learning new skills in this time.
We are. Okay, so let me see
But
here.
look at this big beauty.
It is
This
like,
big, beautiful house. I love all the black detail that they have. The trim work all being in black, the black doors and the black shutters. I find it's just a really elegant, classy touch, and it gives a really great pop from the curb.
I
Love it.
I agree. And they have the beautiful front porch where you can sit and have a nice, we'll say coffee because it's only 12. So we'll say coffee, but of course that's not what we're
Mostly
wanting.
it's wine, probably.
So here's the Matterport. And if those of you are not familiar with Matterport, actually this is not the Matterport. Hang on just one sec. Where is it here? Okay. So I
The
thought,
lot this house sits on too is pretty nice. This picture shows it well because although the trees are not in bloom, you can see that once they fill in, this house has some really tall, mature, beautiful trees. It's on a corner lot in a mature neighborhood. So not a cookie cutter, has had some custom changes made to it. So it doesn't look like anything else in the neighborhood, which makes it really unique. And then add in all these black accents and it's just like bam.
yeah, they definitely chose the colors well for sure. Okay, I got my stuff together here, so just one sec. And here we go. I love this. And I'm sorry if I make you dizzy. I will try not to. Okay, so here it is. So what Matterport allows us to do is basically walk through the house like we're there, it's always easier to see a home that way than over pictures, right? We also have the video, but we will post the video in the comments after for everyone to see. So here, if I click on this, look what happens here. Then we can see the
Yeah,
backyard.
so Catherine, I'm just going to add while you're getting organized there that this Matterport option is new for our team. It's been around for a long time, but it wasn't something that we really felt was important to utilize in the past. But now with showings being limited the way they are, and with person-to-person contact being limited, and so much more of our business moving to virtual and online, the Matterport option becomes a very valuable tool because it is the same almost as walking through the house, and it allows people to basically take a tour with you without actually being there.
It's as close to being there as possible for sure. I'm so impressed by it. And Matterport has been around for a while. Like our videos are actually newer than Matterport is, but I guess it's come back to life now with the way things are, for sure.
Yes, it has been around for a long time, but I feel like the importance of it, before, when people used to just, swing by an open house on the weekends and take a walk through on their own, it wasn't as important a tool as it is now when people can't do that. So this becomes the next best option to walking through. Of course, we have the photos, so you can take good still shots of the areas, and we have the full video tour that shows the neighborhood and all of that with our voiceovers. But Matterport is actually allows the person to select which room they want to go in and which direction they want to look in, and it turns the camera, so it's as close to you doing it in person as it can be, I think.
Oh, I agree. Okay, so shall we head in the front door here?
Yes, let's give it a try and see how it goes.
I love that the first thing you see is the hand sanitizer. Smart on the.
Oh yeah, look at that. I love the colors in this house. The palette of this house is very neutralized, but very welcoming, I think would be the way I would say is my impression of it. I love all the wood floors and the details, like that door that you can see with the glass insets. Allows the light to shine through. It's just really lovely. It's aesthetically very pleasing to the eye, I think.
It is. And then you add the slate floors and the new staircase. It really is. Their color scheme was well thought out and well planned, for sure. So I'm going to take us into the living room here where the fireplace is. I'm leaving the kitchen for the next round because it's okay. Here we go. Oh my gosh, I love this room. So obviously the Matterport distorts a little bit, but you'll get the gist of it, like the size and everything. So there's custom built-ins here, which are just beautiful. And there's a fireplace. And another thing is this room has a lot of light because there's windows. I noticed throughout the house, there's large, beautiful windows. And the windows are newer. They did upgrade them when they did some of their renos, which we'll talk about later. Here we go.
Very light and airy room, but very welcoming too.
And it looks almost staged. Like we did not stage the home because obviously we can't get in there right now to do that. But I told the homeowner she's quite talented. She needs to come to my house and help me with this. So here's a little powder room here, and that's right off the front entrance. So there's this little 2-piece powder room.
Perfect. And I see the entryway closets there on the other wall.
Yes, and they're so large. I believe they said they were custom built, so they made them so they have a lot of children. They have 4 big boys, so they needed the room. So they definitely made this home, instead of moving, made this home fit them, right? So they were very smart in doing that. So now we're going to enter the kitchen, which is usually always my favorite part, but it really is my favorite part here. It's absolutely stunning. The engineer hard floor.
Spectacular.
Look at the cupboards. Look at the cabinetry. There's so much. Like you would never run out of room to.
And the continuity of details, like the glass panels at the top of the cabinetries in the kitchen. Echo in those doors that have the glass panels, so that I think those little details help to make it feel so cohesive, like it's been like that forever, even though this area is the most recent renovation, I guess, that happened in 2013. So this part of the house is not that old, but it really blends well with everything else that they've done.
They really did a good job. And this island is, anybody who likes to cook and needs a lot of prep room, you definitely have that here. And I love that stove. Oh, I know. That sink in the island makes such a difference when you're trying to prep food and for a big family and stuff. It's always, it's just the best thing to have. I don't have one in my island, and I really wish I would have thought of that when I did ours. So there's a large eat-in area. There's no separate dining room, but you really don't need it because they made
Mhm.
this kitchen so large and had the eat-in area in mind to become their dining room, right? So it's, yeah, it's just really, really beautiful. So let's see if I can take you.
Well, and by adding that that light over the dining table, it identifies that space as being for that use. So it works there.
I wanted to get a shot of my favorite part here, this little bench. Isn't this beautiful?
Oh, window bench.
Oh, I love them. And the window, like it's so nice and bright, but like it doesn't take up a lot of space in that you lose
Yeah.
cabinetry space because there's so much. Like I can't believe it just goes on forever. But the big, beautiful windows everywhere, they did a really nice job with this. So, you know, it's got the granite countertops and we talked about the cupboards and the engineered hardwood floors and the stainless steel appliances. So it's got everything you could possibly need, right?
Mhm. And that's something you don't see often is wood floors in the kitchen, but I actually love that. I love how it flows through with the rest of the house. And I just love the look of the wood as a contrast to the cabinets, to the sleek finish of the cabinets and the granite or stone, whatever the stone type is that's on the top. I just think the wood works really well with it.
Yeah, it makes everything pop even more.
Yeah.
There's also, you'll notice throughout the house, there's pot lights everywhere, which is always nice to give you that extra lighting. So the living room, as you can see, it's right off your kitchen. So you could be entertaining in the kitchen and the overflow can go right into the living room. It's just perfectly spaced for entertaining, right? I truly love it. And then these patio doors, I believe these patio doors are new 2006. 16, sorry, they replaced them. So that just walks out to the back deck there, not deck, but the patio.
Nice.
So let's take a walk upstairs. It's not as easy as it
Hey,
looks.
you maneuver yourself around there. So let's see what else is on our list here. Did we mention everything that we wanted to from there?
So
I
much.
think so. Hot
Do
lights, two-piece.
you see these slate floors? I'm
I
so
love those floors. They're stunning.
I told my
And the
husband.
color choices are so nice too.
They give a nice little pop. Okay, so shall we go upstairs and have a look at oh, first we should talk about, okay, so we talked about additions. There
Yep.
are two additions in this home. One was
Yes.
done in 2004 and that was above the garage. So
That's right.
they added bedrooms and just made the square footage a lot bigger up there. And then on the other side is where they added an addition for the kitchen, and that was in 2013, I believe. But
Yes.
yeah, so instead of moving, and we were talking to clients yesterday about this, you know, a lot of people in these neighborhoods with these gorgeous lots and homes just need a little bit more space. So instead of moving, we're finding that a lot of people are starting to build up, right? Like if you have the space and love your home, it's an easy, not easy, I shouldn't say it's easy. It's obviously a lot of work to be under construction, but
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big job, but it's an another alternative to modify what you have to make it work for you rather than moving from there to find something else that will work that is pre-built. You also get to customize a lot in that way. So it can allow you to add your own touch there too.
mhm. So up here, so the staircase kind of splits. So it goes one way for the master suite and then this way over here for all the bedrooms. But there's this little space here that I would love to have. The little doggy bed, that's beautiful. So
Cute.
cute. So there's like a little desk area.
Like a little homework station or a work from
Perfect.
home station.
And it's just like a perfect
It is
use of that
that.
space, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Very
really,
nice.
and so bright because the hallway's there and the lights are there and the window, I mean. So I really love this little feature. I think it's such a great use of space.
Yeah, and they left it open. They didn't close in that wall there, which gives airy feeling both to that workspace and to the staircase that otherwise would have felt pretty tight and closed in if they had a walled it. So this was a really smart way to use the space well, and leave it open and airy and beautiful. So then you get into all of these bedrooms.
Let me just see here. So this is, it's okay to laugh. I understand. I'm trying not to make you dizzy.
No, I'm only laughing because I struggle with moving around with it too. So,
I mean, once you, obviously you'll be able to do this yourself because
yes,
it's something that we offer on the listings and stuff. So once you get used to it, it's a lot easier. It just takes a little getting used to, for sure.
A little playing around.
See, you can see that stairway, how it's split.
Yes.
So, and I love the wainscoting all along.
I do too.
It's a nice feature. Oh, and this too, laundry.
Oh yeah, upstairs laundry where all the dirty stuff actually is. So that was a great location to put it. Makes it really close to get everything that's clean back where it belongs.
A lot less, a lot less piles in the basement where you don't see it, so you forget about it. Here's another one.
Dragging those really heavy baskets up and down the stairs.
Especially like in a big home, like we're getting older. Our knees, we need things a lot easier. So here's another one of the 4 bedrooms. There's 5 bedrooms, but obviously one is the master. So they all have like great size windows, good closets. Yeah.
Very bright and airy home.
I'm so anxious to show you the master. Okay, let's go down this way. So there's more bedrooms over here. 2 more bedrooms. I mean, the bedrooms are, just perfect for the children. Lots of room, or if you needed a home office bigger than the other one, the little nook there, you could always make one of them a home office. Okay, now
So there's 2 on the side with the master, and then 2 on the side with the laundry and the reading nook.
Yes, and then there's a there's a 4-piece bath right here.
The main hall bath is located on this side.
And this would have been, it's a newer bathroom because it would have been part of the renovation.
Right.
So it's a nice 4-piece bath. Just the windows again, right? Like so beautiful. So double sink, and yeah, I like the round mirrors. It adds a little texture.
Really nice detail.
Okay, now let's go into this huge master again with the gorgeous floors running throughout the house. So this master is, I don't know if you can tell by this, but it is humongous.
It looks very, very large.
So it has 2 walk-in closets, which is always a bonus, and it also has a 4-piece ensuite right here.
I see round mirrors again.
They definitely did a great job. I always wonder how it is too. I've never built my own house, so I don't know that I'd be very good at choosing, the things that you don't even think about, but like the windows, and just, I know someone on our team, Vanessa, is building her own house, and like the details that she thinks about, I don't even think it would even cross my mind. So it's definitely something that you have to be good at, right?
That's right. It has
to be right people.
It has to be something you love, or you'd hate it, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so that's upstairs. Shall we go down to the basement to show the extra space down there?
Sure.
Yeah, and then we can. Basement's easier because there's less rooms, so I won't mess it up so much. Okay, so let's go back in here. There's so much.
Like the other areas in the house, I can tell already that the basement is lots of light, lots of pot lights, which is really important, especially in a basement space. The fact that it's lightly painted makes it feel more open than you would get otherwise if it were painted dark. And I do see that there are some built-ins there, that same beautiful staircase, and also a 2-piece washroom down here. So those are amazing features to have, and so much room. Like such a big family could live in this house.
And that's it. And like
So much space.
they have big furniture and stuff, but it's still, and then back here they have like a little games room or storage, or I mean they have lots of storage as well. So this would be a perfect like games room. I love the Pac-Man game here. That's
Oh yeah.
they use it as a gym as well, so it's perfect. But I mean, if you wanted to close it up, you could totally make this another bedroom. There's lots of room for that.
Mm-hmm.
But the build, you know, and then you have the stuff that you don't see. So
Right.
like actually I was showing a house the other day, and they didn't put any subfloor under in the basement on the laminate. So all the laminate was like buckling, and the homeowner regretted it because he said, if I would have just spent the extra money. Well, they did not do that. They have an awesome subfloor underneath this floor, and it doesn't move at all. It's very warm, very comfortable. It's a perfect basement, especially if you need that extra space for those kids, and make extra TV room too. A lot of people don't have a TV in their living area and put it in their family room. So this would be your family room. So that's
great
it.
place for hanging out.
Yeah, oh, it is. I mean, I picture my kids. We'd never get them back upstairs. So this is what we call the Matterport. And you know, if you wanted to measure, you could measure it, but we'll let you play around with it. We will post it so that you can have a look. Oh, here's the side of the garage, the side yard here.
Yeah, because this house sits on a corner, it is a little unusually shaped in the sense that you have a significant side yard, which you don't always get in a regular neighborhood home. You have a side yard here, and then like a little bit narrower backyard, but more room on the side.
There's lots of space because just the length of the house too. It's pretty good. So we have floor plans as well. I'm taken aback. So I've done floor plans before, but I've never seen. So if you go in, and we will post this so everybody can go in and have a look after, but you can see all the measurements, and then you can do this, and you'll see a little picture of what everything is.
That's
so
great.
Very detailed, right? And like you said, during this time, we totally need all the info we can get. So it's really a good thing that they've done, for sure.
Yeah, the pieces that they supply to us now all work so nicely together, because the Matterport allows you to kind of walk through and get a feeling for flow, but then you might remember, okay, I saw a room that had that deer picture on the wall, but was that on the far side or was it here? Then when you go to the floor plan section and you just click on that green dot, it allows you to see a photograph of that room to jog your memory so that you can remember which room was in which place. And now looking at it from an aerial view, you can really see how it works in conjunction with the space around it and what the dimensions of those rooms are. So having both features work together, I think is just really amazing.
I think now that we are doing this, I think this is something that in the future we're just going to keep it, because it's just like a lot of people buy homes that don't even live in the country, right? So this would just be able to help people so much more with all the info. So I don't think we mentioned it, but it is a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom home. We did show you most of the rooms and stuff. It's almost 3,000 square feet of living space when you include the finished part of the basement. It's the kitchen we spoke about. Lisa gave you all the lowdown. So they do. The patio doors were 2006. That's good. The living room built in, the gas fireplace, the master suite we showed you, the laundry. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those homes that you just have to play around with the pictures and look at everything it has to offer, because there's no way in a half an hour that we could do that, right?
Yeah, there's just so much to see there.
So if you guys wanted to see it, you would just give Lisa and I a call, and we would walk you through it and do virtual showings. That's right. Do you want to give a little update on the market there? Let me pull this up.
Sure, let's do that. Let's talk about the market just because that's something that's on everybody's mind these days. So this is the single page PDF that is published by the Toronto Region Real Estate Board, and this is the April 2020 Market Watch. I know people see these numbers, the minus 67, minus 66, minus 64, and they like panic immediately. And I mean, understandable. Those numbers initially could seem quite shocking, but when you understand the context of what they actually represent a little bit better, they're a little bit less frightening. So I guess that's the message that I have. I like to look at these numbers and kind of analyze them a bit, and they're not actually as scary as what they seem. So just to go over a bit of what's here, of course, we're interested mostly in the market we work in. So we're interested in Stouffville, and then a slightly bigger bubble than that would be York Region. And then of course the all-encompassing Treb district, like the whole thing. So this market stat of, it says there were 2,975 sales in April. That is for all of the Toronto Region Real Estate Board area. So that encompasses everything. If we break that down though, we're looking at 522 sales in York Region and 18 of those sales in Stouffville. So that is for April of 2020. We use that as a comparison number with last year in order to get these percentages that they publish. So last year for April of 2019, for example, in Stouffville, there were 62 sales. This year there were 18. So it is significantly reduced. That's something we're seeing straight across the board. York Region went from 1,593 last year to 522. So about 1/3 basically, and that's I think what these numbers are showing. So it's consistent, but the interesting part is if we move over a little bit to the new listings, the sales are relative to the number of units coming on the market. So there is a much less volume coming on the market, therefore much less sales happening. There are fewer units to sell. So those are the numbers that you're seeing that look so scary. But in this little bar that you can see, the bars that go up and down, sorry, I can't really read it on the screen, so I'm just gonna look on my own. It's called the sales to new listing ratio. You can see actually that April of 2019 to April of 2020, they're very close to one another. 52% last year, 48% this year. So although the overall numbers are down 60 to 65%, relative to the other things that were happening in the market, we're within 4% of exactly what we were doing last year. And in the bottom part of that, you'll see the average selling price is remaining 0.1%. So it is very similar to what it has been. So I know that might be a little confusing if it's not something you do all the time and you don't understand all of that, but basically what I'm saying is don't panic. Prices are stable. The volume of sales are down, but relative to the volume of new business that's coming on the market. So even that is stable in its own way.
Which is remarkable considering everything that's happened, right? It's
Yes, yes. And just as a follow-up to this, I did start to watch something that was published on Stratus, and that was the president of the Toronto Real Estate Board was interviewing an analyst from CIBC, an economic analyst, in how what's going on in the bigger economy is impacting home ownership and real estate sales. And although I have to say it was quite long, it was about an hour and a half, and I only got about 25 minutes into it before I had to run off to do something else, but it was very interesting information. And he was talking a little bit about that question you keep hearing about, are we in a recession? Are we in a depression? And basically his answer to both of those questions was no, this is not a recession and this is not a depression. Both of those two terms have very individualized indicators that have to be happening in order for that title to fit. And this scenario does not fit with either one of those two things. So this is something completely different. It does not have a term like that because it has never happened before. But he does believe that this situation, unlike a recession and a depression, will have an end. And that end may be a vaccine or a treatment or something. It definitely is going to be tied directly to whatever's happening with COVID. But this is not a recession and this is not a depression. And he does believe that we are buying time in our economy for things to restart, which is a completely different scenario than any of the other times in history that they've been comparing this to. That is the one factor that's completely different.
That's perfect that they say it that way.
Yes.
We'll have to post the link to that show so everybody can have a watch. We can finish it. We're not going to watch it together. We promise
No.
we'll make you watch
Please
it.
no. It's interesting. It's not that interesting.
No, an hour and a half is a huge Oh my gosh. So back to the house. I just had this slideshow showing while you were giving us the update here. We had some questions about can we see the backyard? So I did put some pictures up there while you were speaking.
Awesome.
Everybody, the house is beautiful. Love the kitchen. It's just the comments that we feel as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we will be posting on here later this new website that we have been working with, which is all the information is right at our fingertips and at your fingertips, obviously. So there's just an overview. There's the beautiful backyard, and I love the steps there. That's so pretty. So you've got the floor plans, our video that I haven't played for you today, but you'll be able to watch it here. Maybe I can play it here in the background. As you know, I will take the noise off, the sound off, so that Lisa is not deaf. Just not good at this. Here we go. So anyways, so this website is really cool because now they've just condensed it where you can get all the information on this one website. So it's all the pictures, the brochures, everything is. So we will be sure to post the link to this so you guys can all have a look. I think that's it. I mean, if you're looking for perfect neighborhood with good neighbors, that would be me. And the perfect location, it's mature, and I know the trees are not in bloom yet, but if you take a walk down in that neighborhood, you'll see how beautiful the big trees are and everything. So, and a big corner lot, so there's plenty of room. And I didn't mention there's no sidewalk. So, with a big house, you need that big parking spot too, right? So there's 2 places in the garage, and then you could fit 4 vehicles on the driveway for sure. And the garage has been drywalled, it's been insulated, there's a sprinkler system out there, there's new garage doors, so everything has just been taken care of in this home. Like it's really just move in. So if you're definitely looking for a big home, this would be a great one to view for sure.
Yeah, and it's close to everything. It's close to Memorial Park. It's close to the trail system. It's walking distance to all of the great events that Stouffville has to offer, like the fireworks and the Strawberry Festival and movies in the park and Rib Fest and all of that fun stuff. Yeah, so it is close to the GO train, close to Main Street. Like you can walk to everything from there.
Yeah, it's definitely we're lucky too, because we can just sit out on our back deck and enjoy the fireworks without even having to leave the house, right? So it's like they're putting them on just for us. So, okay, well, I hope that you enjoyed the tour. I do apologize about it being a bit shaky with the Matterport. I will practice more, and we'll get better at that. Obviously, you know how to get a hold of us, all our social medias, and our phone number is 905-640-3131, and you can reach out anytime, and we'd love to talk to you about this house.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Catherine.
Thank you again, and we will talk later.
Yeah, I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.